Hey guys, it says my connection is weak, so I don't know how well this is going to work out, but I just wanted to go live in here because I haven't for a while. I've been going live on my page mainly, and as you know, I posted earlier that today is my fitaversary, as Brandy has deemed it. So it's been a year. It's been exactly 1 year since I started this journey, and it's been awesome, really. Honestly, I have to say, I think that positivity begets positivity. So, I was in like a really super dark place when I started this path. I was just in a shitty place. I had lost my job. I was down on myself because I didn't feel attractive. I think that ultimately impacts, obviously, your relationship with your partner, because if you're not feeling good about yourself, it's hard to want to go out, want to be intimate, all those things. And so I just needed a change, and so I did it. And, people ask me all the time, like, how have you stayed motivated? What's your secret? And, really it's... you have to eat well. You just have to, because if you stop eating well, that's, you're going to gain weight back. I was super, super strict at first when I started, and, it isn't 100% sustainable. Like, I didn't allow any cheats. And so once I started allowing some cheats back in, I gained a few more pounds. Originally I had lost over 30 pounds. Now it's like 20 something because I've gained some weight back. But for me, it's just about living a life that's sustainable. So, I'm not here to tell you that I'm never going to have cupcakes and Wendy's and all those things, because I will. I do. Some weeks are better than others, but for the most part, I don't do those things. And that's how I've managed to keep off, the weight for a year. And that's pretty remarkable, I have to say. Thumbs up to me, because it's hard. It's hard to make good choices all the time. It's not easy. I'm not here to pretend that it's super easy. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. And also, I'm making kid calzones. I purchased Autumn's e-book, which I don't know if any of you guys have bought it. It's 75 healthy kid lunch ideas. And so I thought it was going to be like a ton of recipes, but it's really not. So I was a little disappointed in Autumn, but whatever. Like, it's basically a bunch of pictures of lunchbox ideas, and there are some recipes, but for the most part, it's just pictures of food that she's put together for her son. And like, some of the recipes she references in the ebook are from her Fixate cookbook, which I don't actually own, and others are from the show. So if you have Beachbody On Demand, then you can access any of those. But so I was a little disappointed. But anyway, I'm making right now this calzone recipe for Maddie. Hopefully she will like it. And it calls for organic biscuits. So if you don't want to buy organic biscuits, buy a freaking can of biscuits. I bought organic biscuits because, God forbid, Maddie has non-organic biscuits. It's my attempt to be healthy, but although, really the only thing that's better for you is that the ingredients are, not over chemically. Otherwise, a biscuit is a biscuit as far as I'm concerned. So, anyway, it calls for you to take your biscuits and lightly flour a surface and roll them into an 1/8 inch thickness. I've found that it's just easier to do by hand than with... I don't actually own a rolling pin anymore. Oh, look at my little a-hole dog cruising the counter. Bad Winnie. No. Anyway, she's such a jerk, but I love her. It's my fault that she's terrible. She's not really terrible, but she does have some bad habits. Anyway, so it calls for you to take these 4 biscuits and roll them out with a rolling pin, but I don't know where ours went. So I'm doing it by hand. I have this like actual little pastry thing, but I started doing it and it just, I don't know, it didn't work out so well. It was just, I like to get my hands dirty anyway. And then the recipe says, I think like, I'd have to look, but it's anywhere from 1 to 3 tablespoons of sauce. I find that you only need 1. Anything more just squirts out anyway. And then it calls for 3 pepperonis, which I'm using. And the sauce I'm using is an organic pizza sauce. You can find these pretty easily in your grocery store. And let's see, there's sugar in this, but it's natural sugar. It's not added in. So I'm okay with that. And 240 milligrams of sodium. 10%. So I usually buy this one or the, I think it's a Muir, M-U-I-R maybe, organic. That's what I used on a pizza that I had made a few weeks ago. So anyway, put your pepperoni on, and I'm using the all-natural uncured pepperoni. I've looked at the turkey pepperonis, but frankly, I think that to me, this is better for you than the turkey ones, because the turkey ones seem to be more overly processed than this one. So unless someone can find a brand that's not as processed as just the regular pork or beef pepperoni, then this is what I'm going with until somebody proves me wrong. But I've kind of done the side-by-side comparison, and to me this is healthier. So anyway, I use the uncured pepperonis. No added sugars. It's high in sodium because it's pepperoni. It's 470 milligrams of sodium, but what else? I don't do a ton of it, so no biggie. And a serving, by the way, is 9, and this is 3. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of cheese. I'm just doing 1 because I tried doing more than that, and I kind of make it pretty hefty. I tried to do a little more than that, and it was just oozing out the side. And then all you do is you take a pastry brush, and I have an egg white mixture in here. It's just egg whites and a couple tablespoons of water. And I just brush the edges. And then you fold it in half. So, and I think the oven is set to 350 degrees, and I have a lined baking sheet with parchment, and you spray it with cooking spray. So then it doesn't say to do this, but I do this to help seal it. You just take a fork and you flute the edges. So if you don't know what fluting the edges is, all it is pressing it down, and you're like scoring it, making the fork marks. That's what fluting the edges is. That's my fancy cooking terminology. And then you just take this little sucker and you put it on your baking sheet. So, I will show you this. As you can see, I've kind of gotten better as as I've progressed. My first one is a total fail, but I am going to finish doing this, and then I'm going to pop them in the oven. The recipe says you can freeze them, so that's what I plan to do. We have, let's see, it's Tuesday, so we'll have Maddie tomorrow and Thursday, so I'll probably keep a couple unfrozen because I'm going to use those for her lunches. And also, what I'm going to do for her lunches, since I already have the sauce open and I want to use it, I have some turkey meatballs that are frozen they're frozen in the freezer. That's where you keep your frozen stuff. Duh. Anyway, so I have them in the freezer. So what I'll do is I'll actually, Thursday or Friday morning, one of the two, I'll just pop those in the microwave in the morning and put them, make a little skewer out of it, like a little meatball kebab. And then I'll just put some sauce in a little cup, little Tupperware thing, so she can dip the meatballs in the sauce. So you could also, if you wanted to do a quick pasta, you could do that and just throw the pizza sauce on top and keep it in a thermos form. But I don't know. Maddie is a savage and likes to eat with her hands, even though she's almost 9 years old. So if anyone can solve that problem, send me a message. Solve her savage ways, please. We keep trying to tell her, but I'm sure you guys know if you have children that they are all savages, and we're just doing the best we can to make sure she becomes a responsible human at some point. So she's pretty good, though. We're pretty lucky. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and I'll probably just put some, maybe like broccoli or something on the side as an attempt to get her to eat vegetables at lunch. Although she's pretty good, but anyway, so that's my grand plan for the marinara and, well, pizza sauce and these calzones. So they say you can freeze them, so what I'll do is I will just probably put them in a bag, in a freezer bag, and I'll probably just put wax paper in between so that they don't all stick together, because I find that kind of helps when you're freezing foods. Fun fact. So I'm going to sign out. Hello, Miss Laura. We haven't actually gotten to talk in a while, so it's kind of fun to see you on here. But anyway, I'm going to sign out, and hope you guys enjoy. And maybe I'll pop the recipe in here a little bit later, but it's pretty easy to do. I got to finish the rest of these biscuits and pop these bad boys in the oven, so Maddie can have some pizza calzones for lunches. So a little extra, or you can have them for your lunches. So it's healthy because it's all organic, kind of. Anyway, bye guys.